Ardelia Gonsalves continues our team coverage from Northeast DC, where there's a growing memorial for one of the carjacking victims.
So, Delia, you are talking to residents who saw this happen, and what are you hearing from them?
They are angry, frustrated, and heartbroken. So many folks that we spoke to today just simply could not go on camera because they were so affected and impacted by what they saw unfold here last night. And we saw many folks coming here to the corner of 3rd and N Street right off Florida Avenue in Northeast, placing flowers. You can see several bouquets that they've placed here where the man lost his life. Now, we're told the man has no fixed address. He did not live in this area, but neighbors say, you know, it feels like we knew him. We want to pay homage and tribute to him because we saw him struggling and lose his life. They say they heard this man pleading with the suspect before 2 shots were fired. But I can tell you, police say this suspect's crime spree started about a mile away. And we are now learning this man, Mike Gill, the former GOP representative on the DC Board of Elections, is one of the victims of this massive crime spree. He is fighting for his life at this very hour, we're told, in grave condition. Police say he was shot at 9th and K Northwest around 5:45 yesterday evening. Sources tell me he was picking up his wife from a restaurant in City Center. Now, after that shooting, police say the suspect traveled to the 1000 block of 3rd Street Northeast, not very far away, attempted to carjack a vehicle. That was around 7 p.m. 10 minutes later, police say the suspect walked 2 blocks to 3rd and N Street, where he carjacked a man and a woman, shooting and killing the man before taking off and driving down Florida Avenue in that man's gray Chrysler 200. Let's listen to what neighbors had to tell us today.
This will probably be my last year in DC, but just because I'm ready to not live in the city anymore.
Why is that?
I don't know. I think I'd ready for a little bit more of a quiet suburban area, and you know, there is the crime, which is one factor of it.
I'm wrapped in the scriptures. I stay within them, and I trust in the Father that when I'm out in these streets like I am right now, taking care of business, He'll see me home, see me back home, safe. That's it. That's the best you can do.
You know, witnesses say what was most shocking is that the suspect did this when there were folks all around this neighborhood, hundreds of people in these apartment buildings surrounding the area, 7:30 folks heading home from work, and they said they were even stunned at how casually he drove off. He didn't speed off in the car, slowly just turned the corner and drove down Florida Avenue. I'm told, in fact, a lot of the neighbors actually stopped. People pulled their cars over, opened up their trunks, tried to take out any medical equipment that they had to try to help this man and try to save his life before emergency crews came here. I gotta say that one man that I spoke to who didn't want to go on camera, he said, "I cannot forget the blood-curdling screams of the woman that was with this man after he was shot and eventually died at the hospital." Just really heartbroken folks in this neighborhood. Oftentimes you try to get see if there's a silver lining, if there's some hope here, but a lot of folks are saying, you know, listen, this is just a bad situation, but I can say the one takeaway is the humanity in this particular neighborhood. People who stopped in the midst of this trauma, stopped and tried to help this man. People who laid flowers today for a man they didn't even know. So in the midst of all this evil and trauma that's happening in the city, there are pockets of hope, pockets of humanity and love, especially here in this neighborhood in Northeast. I'll send it back to you in the studio.
And we do know that that suspect is off the streets. All right, Delia, thank you.